Welcome back to another live here with Design Bundles. Today we are going to make a couple of Mother's Day projects. We have Mother's Day coming up, so I thought I would give you guys some ideas. We are going to be using these. I have a great big bundle that we have brought in. These are some of our favorite dollar deals that we have had here. So we put them in a great big bundle for you guys, and you guys are going to have a chance to win this bundle at the very end. Now we're going to switch it up here a little bit, and I won't be sharing that hashtag until the Q&A. So make sure you guys stay tuned, stick around, and I'll share that with you guys here in a bit. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up my screen here so I can show you the dill that we're using. Now, while you guys are joining here, let me know where you guys are from. What are you guys crafting today? Is anybody getting ready for Mother's Day? If you are, what are some of those projects that you're currently working on? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is the Favorites Dollar Deal Craft Bundle. So this is some of the ultimate favorites that you guys have just absolutely loved, some of our favorites, and we just put them together in this great big bundle. So currently right now, this bundle is worth $247.38, and you can snag it right now for $24. I have it linked down below, and then I'm going to go ahead and just show you a few of these that are included. So like I said, while you guys are joining in, let me know where you guys are crafting from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you guys here with us today. All right, so here we go. One of them here. So these right here, like this Mother's Day mega, you can throw these on t-shirts, pillowcases, all sorts of fun things. I think this mama one right here, this little rainbow is so cute. So you have a mixture between some HTV projects you could do, adhesive vinyl, sublimation, you name it, you got it. You can even do some Glowforge stuff with this, some laser projects as well. So this is a great big bundle inside of this bundle. We have some for all of you guys that are fans of the bees. This was one that was super popular, and we've brought it back and included it here for you guys. So if you guys missed any of these in that dollar deal, imagine we've got all of these in here. So really, this does equal out. Let's go ahead and see here. I was trying to see if it showed us, but I think we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. I believe 23 if I miscounted. 23 bundles. So imagine these are pretty much $1 a bundle still. So if you guys missed any of these in any of our dollar deals, you guys can snag it right now. So here's one today that I'm actually using. This is a Mother's Day. There's Father's Day in here and all sorts of different things. But there's a super cute mom one that we're going to use in here today. So you can make all those fun keychains. And I'm actually going to show you guys that these are even sized out for you guys, already ready to go for that 3-inch keychain. So scrolling right along, you guys can see we've got some funny stuff, the craft bottle. We've got some fonts in here. I was going to go ahead and scroll us down. I was trying to remember. I think the first bundle I actually showed you. We're going to be making this one right here. I think it's so cute. This is a silhouette of a mom and a daughter. Super, super cute. We've got some stuff for the t-shirts. We've got some 4th of July stuff in here. This sarcastic bundle too right here is loaded with lots of fun t-shirts. You guys could even make signs if you wanted to. Sublimation. Like I said, you guys, you name it, we have it in here. And once again, you're going to be paying like $1 and maybe what is it, $1.10 each for these if you guys do the math. So you guys are still getting these for like that dollar deal that we do for that dollar deal. Now keep in mind, we also do have the dollar deal coming up. So make sure you guys come back on Wednesday because we have our famous monthly dollar deal going on, as well as we're going to go live. So we're going to craft and show you some of those projects. So make sure you guys join us back here on Monday. All right, so let me go ahead and drop my camera down here so I can show you guys supplies that I'm going to be using today. All right, so let me go ahead and get rid of this screen here, and then we're just going to go ahead and get ready to go over this. So let me go ahead and get this out of our way, and then let's get started. So the few things, so we're just going to be making a super cute pillowcase. I'm going to walk you guys all the way through. So sometimes I already have things pre-cut for us, just depending on how many projects we're doing, and sometimes I walk you guys through the steps. So today I'm going to walk you guys, hello from Oklahoma. I'm going to walk you guys through Cricut Design Space for a pillowcase as well as a keychain. So the supplies that I'm using here today is the Cricut Explorer 3. I switched it up and I brought it here on the table so we could see a little better. And I'm so excited because we're going to be playing with the new Cricut 9x9 Cricut Easy Press. I absolutely love this thing alongside with the new Cricut Heat app. You guys are going to get to check that out today. I didn't think that I would personally want to upgrade. Now, I obviously teach it, so we purchase all of the things to show you guys and check it out before you guys go out and purchase it. But I'm in love with this thing. I'm absolutely loving it. So we'll check that out today. And then I'm going to be using my Cricut heat pad. This is my 14x14. And I do believe, guys, they are clearancing those out right now for 20 bucks. So you guys may want to snag that 14x14. It's my absolute favorite size. We've got a weeding tool. I've got the stuff for my keychain. We have an acrylic circle. I've got the 3-inch here. We have all of these supplies linked below for y'all. And then I've got my keychain hardware. I've got a little lint-free cloth here so we can clean that. And then I've got, for my keychain, I've got 2 colors here. So I've got the black, which is going to be my wording. And then I've got this really cute pink for my hearts. Now, both of these are StarCraft permanent adhesives. So we're going to be using those. And then I do have some Caesar Easy Weed in black for our pillowcase. Now, whenever it comes to our pillowcase, I'm just using a blank pillowcase. We have one listed down below for you guys. I'm using a 16x16. So I grabbed a 16x16 pillow form. So I've got the supplies here. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is let me go ahead and get my screen ready here. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys over to Cricut Design Space. If you guys will give me just a second. So that way I can share with you guys how we're going to make this. So I think we're ready. We can go ahead and bring that screen up and I'm going to walk you guys through the steps here. So let me go ahead and get this screen pulled up. Like I said, as you guys are joining, I would love to know where you guys are from. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are super, super excited. And if you guys just now joined us, we're switching up the giveaway today. So we're still doing a giveaway. We're actually giving away this bundle that I'm using today. And we're going to give you guys that hashtag at the Q&A. So make sure you guys stay tuned and then we'll give it to you then. All right, we are going to head on over here to Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through these steps. Now, I've already uploaded and brought these in. So these are the 2 designs that I'm using today from the bundle. What's really cool about the ones for the keychain, they're already sized down for us. So if I go ahead and highlight that, you can see I'm at 2.877 wide and then 2.6 high. So I'm so excited because I don't really have to do much to these. Now, for this particular one, you can see right here on the right-hand side, this is where your layers are if you guys are new to Cricut. So I've got 4 different hearts here, so they have them individual, and then they have the words individual, because you could switch it up if you wanted to. So say, for example, I wanted to do best in this super bright neon pink or red. I think let's do this pink. And then I wanted to do mom in this baby blue. And then I want to do, I'll have to scoot this over in just a second, this purple. So you guys can see here that I was able to make multiple colors. Same thing, I could individualize these hearts and do a whole rainbow effect. So I could do whatever I wanted to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and undo that. Now, if you guys want to keep them all black and then you want to keep all of those layers of the hearts all red, all you simply have to do is select them all. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my keyboard here. This is the easiest thing I like to do is on the right-hand side where our layers are. I'm going to select the layer, hold down the shift on my keyboard, and then click all of them. So as soon as they're all gray, that darker gray, we know that we've selected them all. And then I'm just going to hit attach. So that way they're going to cut all in the same spot. You could weld them, which would then bring them to one layer, if you will. And I'm actually going to hit undo. If everything turns black on you, what you need to do is select everything, and we actually need to ungroup it first. So now we're going to go back in. So if that ever happens, you just simply need to ungroup because everything's grouped together. And then we're going to hit attach. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these ones because I wanted to cut in the same spot. There we go. Now let's go ahead and move on to our pillowcase one here. So I'm actually going to figure out exactly how big I want this to be. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my pillowcase here. And then I'll measure it just to see how big I want it to be. So I'm going to pop this thing open for me. And there we go. And so I know this is 16 by 16. So I want to figure out, it's not necessarily that I'm actually, measuring the entire thing. So what I want to do is figure out about how big on the inside of this do I want it to be. And another way that we could do it besides just putting a ruler inside of the pillowcase is we can actually come over here to our shapes, and then we'll go to a square. Bring my keyboard back in here, and this is going to mimic our pillowcase. So we're going to go ahead and make this square a 16 by 16. Just come up here to the top. We're going to change our width here. 16 by 16. There we go. And I'll go ahead and zoom us back out so that way we have a little bit of room here. And then I'm going to change this to white. And I'm actually going to go in there and change it a little bit just so I can kind of see something like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring this design. So this is 16 by 16. That's the exact dimensions of our pillowcase. And then I'm going to bring this design. I'm going to hit arrange, send to the front. So now I know where this is going to look on the pillow. I can see where this is going to line up. So I know that with my Cricut, whether you're using the Explorer 2, the Explorer 3, if I don't have smart materials, especially with the Explorer 3 or the Maker 3, I believe that I can only cut 11.5 wide. Whereas if I had the Maker, I believe the smart materials, I think I got something here. The smart materials, I could cut, I want to say closer to the 12 point something. So I'm not using smart materials, so I know that I can only go 11.5 wide. So I'm going to do 11.5 wide. There we go. So I'm going to look at it on the pillowcase and say, does this look big enough? Once I have that pillow in there, is this going to look good? I think it looks perfect. I'm happy with it. Now you can see this is one solid layer. I don't have to worry about anything. Now, since I'm mixing things up, I have one project that is HTV iron-on, and then I have one project that is adhesive vinyl. I don't want to leave both of these black because what's going to happen is the Cricut's going to want to load them both on the same mat, and they're not the same materials. So what I'll do is I'll actually turn this just visually so I know. I'm going to change it to a gray, and then I'm going to go ahead and delete this box. So now we're ready to send this over to our Cricut. I've made sure that I have the proper machine set. If you need to come in and change whichever machine you're using, you can do that here. We're going to go ahead and hit make it. All right, we'll go ahead and let these load. And I'm going to tell it that we're cutting on the mat today. We're going to hit continue. For the best mom ever, that's adhesive vinyl. We don't want to mirror it because it's adhesive. But when it comes to the iron-on project, I need to mirror it. So right here is that mirror. We're just going to click it. Once it turns green, you're ready to go. And then for that red, same thing. It's adhesive. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to load this. We're going to hit continue. Let it load for a second, and we'll be able to choose our materials. Let's see here. So for this first one, we're actually using adhesive vinyl. So all you simply have to do is go to browse material. You can type in vinyl, and then we can narrow that down. So I'm going to go ahead and choose premium. I just choose the premium vinyl glossy, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit done. It's actually matte, so I'm going to try to change it to my matte. Let's try to do that. Browse. Let's go back into vinyl. I mostly cut everything on glossy, but today I'm going to switch that up. Well, no, because that says removable. We're going to stick with the permanent glossy. So I'm going to go ahead and hit done. All right, so now it's telling us to go ahead and load it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my camera back down so we can get ready to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my screen, full screen with our materials down here. And we're going to get ready to load our first one. Now, the first one is adhesive vinyl. So we're going to be using this one here. All right, so I'm going to get this out of the way here. Let's make some room up in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are so excited to have you guys. And also, I want to announce that we may possibly be going live. I'm actually going to Orlando to the show. So if you guys are going to be at I believe it's called NAPTA now. It used to be called Creativation. I'm going to be live over there. We're going to be teaching and stuff like that. So if you guys want to come check us out, definitely do that. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and I'm double checking myself here because the material that I need, I'm going to go to edit just so I can see it. I need to cut this. I'm going to say 4 by 4 is just what I'm going to do. All right, done. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and make our camera full screen so that way you guys can kind of see what I got going on here. Now, what's really cool, if you guys don't have a paper trimmer, you guys may not realize this, and you may be new to, you know, Cricut or using adhesive vinyl or any of those things, is with the adhesive vinyl, most companies put these squares on the back. And what these are is each square is 1 inch. So all you have to do is cut it down. So for example, if I see a half here, I know that may be half an inch. So I'll kind of go in there. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll count this way as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just in case you guys are new, that is something that you can do without a paper trimmer. That's how you guys can cut these perfect. So you don't have to load the entire thing. All right, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and load this. You guys let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite vinyl? Is it Cricut? Is it StarCraft? Is it Caesar? Do you guys purchase them off of Amazon? Let me know. All right, so here we go. So we are ready to load this. I'm just simply going to pop it in here. I think I can bring this forward a little bit for y'all to see. And then I'm going to load it just like so. So this is going to go ahead and cut our first one out for us. And then in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut down my next one here. Love the squares on the back for cutting. Yes, and you know, like I said, a lot of people may not realize, and that's why I wanted to point it out today, is that I'm going to go ahead and hit go. Is that that's what these are for. These are so you know how big. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this one like this. I think this should be enough material. There we go. And it saves you pulling out the paper trimmer and all that stuff too. You don't really have to. You can just count your squares there. All right, so we've got our pink. Now, when it comes to, y'all will see me here in a minute, with this piece here, this is bigger than the 12 by 12. I'm going to let it hang off of this. I'm going to show y'all that here in just a minute. All right, let's see. Love StarCraft. I definitely love StarCraft too. Once I started using it, I just could not go back. It's one of my absolute favorites. Currently using and loving HTV Ron. Now, let me show you actually, speaking of, I finally purchased, I noticed you guys are loving on Instagram all of our little stories or reels, if you will, and our photos using some of that holographic adhesive. So I snagged some from that HTV Ron. So we're going to be showing those. And I've got several. I've got some color changing. We're going to be doing some cups with heat, hot and cold. So stay tuned. We're going to be working on that soon. All right. So we're going to go ahead and flip this guy over. I'm going to double check I didn't make this too big. Sized it up. Nope, I think it was perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and load the next one. I'm actually going to switch it, and that way it stays on that adhesive vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and just typing in vinyl, and I'm going to go ahead and choose that exact same settings here. Done. There we go. We're good to go again. So I'm going to go ahead and do my pink one, so that way I can go ahead and keep everything. And then, so when I'm doing multiple projects at one time, I try to do everything at the same time, all of my adhesive vinyl, and then I try to do all of my iron-on together. And this mat needs a whole lot of Jesus. So it has seen better days, but I'm trying to save it because I want to do another cleaning tutorial soon. So I'm trying to really grunge it up to see if we can save its life. I would love to do the Orlando just to warm up. I'm telling you, I think we are all so ready to get back out there and craft and all of that fun stuff. So we are super, super excited. And like I said, we're trying to work on all the details, but hopefully you guys will see me. Make sure you guys are checking out our Instagram during this time, as well as the live here. I use Cricut and I ordered from Caesar. Love, love, love it. All right, we're going to unload this one. All right, so now I'm going to load in that last one. So I'm going to go back over to Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to tell it we're using Everyday Iron-On. So if you guys are new to Cricut, you guys may not know. You may say, okay, well, if I'm using Caesar or if I'm using StarCraft and it's just the regular, what do I choose? Just choose Everyday Iron-On. It's exactly the same. Obviously, the materials are a little bit different, but your settings are the same. So if it's not glitter or anything like that, you can choose that Everyday Iron-On. All right. So we're going to go ahead and load this guy. Here we go. And I'm going to double check myself just to make sure everything's on the correct one. And I've noticed with Cricut's update, they now give us a warning. So it gives us like this little red warning to remind us again to mirror everything. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, I think everything's okay. I just feel like it got a little bit big on us. Now, while this is cutting out, I'm going to go ahead and weed this out. Now, don't forget, yes, pollen season in Texas. I know our cars are fixing to turn yellow here in Arkansas as well. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down and weed these out while I'm waiting on this guy to go, because it's going to take just a second. So these are some super easy crafts that you guys can create for Mother's Day. Very quick. If you guys are last minute like me, trying to make something walking out the door, this is going to be a super easy project for you guys this year. And this one right here that we're going to do for the pillow, I think would be so sweet. And you could personalize it with your mom's name or something like that. Would be really sweet as well. Because don't forget that little bundle has some fonts and things in there as well. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and weed through this stuff. As you guys can see with the StarCraft stuff, it is amazing. But I do have, like I said, I've got some color changing adhesive. We've got tutorials coming up. I've also purchased the new Cricut cards, you know, where you can cut it. It has that peekaboo. I can't think of the name right now. If you guys got the name, drop it in the comments below. But I've got some of that. I've got Cricut's new stencil vinyl, where you got videos coming on that. As well as I want to test out their stackable mugs. We have not done that. So just to give you guys some sneak peek at some stuff's coming soon. We do have the Cricut hat press as well. I'll go ahead and show you guys that now while we're waiting for this. So we do have the Cricut hat press in the house. So we will be doing videos on this. So stay tuned on that. Go ahead and bring this guy up. You guys can see that here. We're going to be doing some tests with it. We're going to be making tons and tons of projects. So if you guys have purchased or you plan on purchasing the Cricut hat press, let us know in the comments below. I definitely want to know. I will tell y'all, so far, I am obsessed with this little guy. Worth every cent. Right, so we're almost done with this one here. Once this is done cutting out, I'll scoot it out of the way. We'll work on our keychain first, and then we'll get this together. So I do believe, because this is 11.5, I'll probably have to press it in a couple different presses. And I was thinking we can play around with our settings too to kind of figure out how we want to do them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff out of our way while we're waiting on this. This is almost done. Let's see, cutaway cards. Yes, I'm so glad that you're excited. I wish I would have brought them with me today just so I could show you. I prefer Caesar over StarCraft. And see, I was a Caesar fan. I'm still a huge Caesar fan. So it's always Caesar, StarCraft. So I love the Caesar adhesive vinyl. Caesar HTV, and then I love the StarCraft adhesive vinyl. So I still love them both. I still love either one, but I started out with mostly Caesar, and now then once I started playing with that StarCraft adhesive vinyl, I just became obsessed. So let's see, thinking about getting it. Cutaway cards. I'm so excited that you guys are excited about that. So stay tuned. We've got that one coming very soon. You'll be able to catch us. I do believe we're going to do a live on that as well as some pre-recorded stuff. So make sure you stay tuned. Lots of fun stuff. On the fence about the Cricut hat press, I'm telling you, I'm obsessed. We have some videos coming on that very soon, but like I said, we will be going live with it. So stay tuned. Same for me. Yes, I'm so excited. This is almost done here. And then, like I said, we're going to quickly weed through it and then get ready for these. I love the mini press. Not sure if it's worth it. Oh my goodness. Now, yes, the one thing too, if you're talking about that little bitty mini one and it's going to come out in May, I'm telling you, I'm excited about the Heat app, because now it's going to do the time for us and all of that fun stuff. All right, so let me go ahead and weed this. So since this was longer, you guys seen I was able to just load that whole thing on my mat. Now I can trim down that excess. That way I can get as close as I can. Can you guys hopefully see that cut line? I can get as close as I can. All right, so let me move this guy out of our way here. So that way we could get ready to weed this guy out of here. All right, here we go. We're just going to go ahead and weed this. And in the meantime, well, no, I'll wait till I get over there with that. I was going to say, let me go ahead and start up my heat press, but it's not going to take no time to heat up. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and weed this. These are HDD Oracle. Now, I do love Oracle as well. And Oracle was one of my favorites as well. But then, like I said, now I just mostly just order the StarCraft. But I do still recommend Oracle, like for outside stuff. Like I said, StarCraft is good as well, but I feel like Oracle is probably just a little bit more durable. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just weed all these pieces. Is this not adorable? I love this design. It's so sweet, and it's just perfect. You could throw this design on the bottom of a throw blanket too. That would be really cute. But I think, like I said, adding and personalizing, maybe on the back of the pillow, you could put like all of the kiddos' names and things like that too. But it's the perfect gift. This is not only perfect for creating for yourself, maybe as a gift to somebody, but maybe even if you were going to sell them and put them in a boutique. I always love to talk about that because this is a good one. I'd love to have a hat press, a lot of extended family wear hats. Yes, and that's one thing that I'm sitting here thinking too, and I've mentioned that in a couple upcoming tutorials you guys will see is this is going to be so nice for Christmas because imagine all of the hats you can make for everybody. So cute. Or if you guys own a small boutique, to be able to create those hats, because some of the hats that I'm using is those CC hats, the CC beanie ones, and I have lots more tutorials coming. So you guys stay tuned. What I'm trying to do is test out lots of different brands of hats because I'm sure you guys want to know as well, what all hats can it work on? Plus I've got multiple materials between Flock and Caesar has their Caesar brick, which is a thick, I'll bring it and I'll show you guys very soon. But it is, if you guys don't know about Caesar brick, it's a very thick HTV. So it's black like this. There's different colors, I believe now, and it's really thick. It's almost like a thick rubber. And so I'm going to be doing some stuff with that. So I'm going to really be testing out not only different brands, I'm going to be testing out different materials. We've got sublimation and all the fun things. So you guys make sure you guys stay tuned. So if you guys are on the fence about one, just stay tuned and hopefully we'll help you guys answer some questions that you guys may have. Let's see. Now, one thing I do want to talk about as well with that hat press is there is a peanut allergy because it is full of walnuts. And I want to make sure that we are super transparent about that. And it has a huge warning label. So when you open it up, before you open the plastic on the little hat press piece, it does have a huge warning that says that if you have a peanut allergy, it's full of walnuts. Plus the little tag inside also has it. All right, so here we go. Now, once again, what projects are you guys working on? Are you guys working on summer stuff? Is anybody getting ready for seniors? Does anybody have any seniors in the house? Any softball, baseball projects? I want to know. I know we've got a senior this year. We've got nieces and nephews that are in baseball, softball, all of the fun things. So let me get this out of the way and we are going to be ready to put together some stuff. So you guys just give me a second to clean up here. All right. Just to get those out of our way so that way you guys can see here. Okay, let's start with our keychain project and then we will move over to our pillowcase. And I almost forgot a piece in her ponytail. There we go. I'll flip this over so you guys can see it. The love between a mother and daughter is forever. Isn't that gorgeous? So, so cute. That would be even cute on a sign. I love it. Love it. All right, so we're going to get that out of our way and we're going to bring these in. I've already got a transfer sheet ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually pick up my hearts first. And then let's see if this is going to be long enough. I've got two pieces here. I think this one may be better. I was already prepped and ready to go with my transfer. So let's see. And I think I could actually even get this after the fact. No, we're going to pick it up first. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to pick up these hearts first. Because what I want to do is pick these two layers up at the same time so we can lay it down at the same time. All right, so let me grab my squeegee. All right, so we've got a little squeegee here. Now make sure if you guys just joined us, we have not announced the hashtag yet. We're going to do that at Q&A. And if you guys have any questions along the way, make sure you guys are dropping those in the comments. And we will be getting to them shortly. Okay. There we go. So cute. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in. Just like so. There we go. So you just want to rub it down to where it's going to pick up on that transfer. And then we're going to be ready to pop it on here. So what I need to do first with these, now some of them come, with, see this paper here? Some of them come on the front and the back and you need to peel it off. This one only comes on the back. So we'll peel it off in just a second. I always like to do my design first and then go backwards. That way I'm not scuffing it all over my table. All right. And then I'm going to slowly line this guy up on here so I can keep everything in place. So you can see how nicely that lined up on there. And then we're just going to take our squeegee. And you see, I picked both pieces up at the same time. Now, if you had a more in-depth one, you may not want to do that. You may want to lay them individual or use a piece of parchment paper. All right, so now what we're going to do is just hold it at the corner and peel. There we go. Hope you guys can see that. How cute. I love the way that this came out. Now, I picked out this little tassel here. The ones that we have linked down below, it comes with the keychain hardware, the jump rings, as well as the tassel. And let me grab, because I forgot. Oh, I forgot. There we go. I have an assistant been helping me clean my studio. So I was like, where did we put the the jump ring? So you need some pliers like this. These are jewelry pliers that you can find locally at your craft store or even online. So just like this. So you're going to need that with your 2 jump rings. And what we're going to do is I'm going to add my tassel on first. So you're simply going to take your tassel if you're adding one, put your jump ring inside. Then we're going to take that jump ring and then you want to go about the middle of this chain here. And with these jump rings, they're already pulled sideways. So if yours are not pulled, don't pull them like this. You want to pull them sideways like this to keep them from tearing up. So now all we simply have to do is squeeze it shut. They are so, so easy to make. We are obsessed with acrylic keychains and they have been trendy for quite some time and they will be for probably forever. Keychains are something that people always make, you know, whether it's a graduation gift, something for mom like this. You're always buying cars, you're always buying houses, you're always, you know, there's keys. So everybody's always updating those keychains. So this is something that will always be trendy. So what you're going to do now to finalize this and add that last piece, first we need to go off that back layer. Now with this, I want to go ahead and point out, there's a few things that you could do with this. You can leave the back of this like this. So you see you've got your front and your back. You can leave it see-through. Or you could take something like a paint here and then take a paintbrush and you can do some brush strokes like that. Or you can take one of our brush stroke designs and you can actually take some adhesive vinyl and pop it on the back. But you could also do that same thing with paint and then you can seal it. You know, you could take like the spray paint. Krylon has one that's a matte finish. You could do that as well. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put this guy, I just kind of go right on top of it and then I start to twist it in just so I can get it into that hole there. There we go. Once it gets in there, hopefully you guys can see that. Now we're just going to close that hole. Close our jump ring here, if you will. There we go. Now, don't forget, we also have our dollar deal. We love that time. I know you guys love that time. It's our most popular time. The dollar deal, make sure you guys join us back here on Wednesday so you guys can check out the projects that we are making with some of our dollar deal designs. All right. Here you go. So cute. I love the way that this came out. I hope you guys love it as well. Now, I went with a pink here. This is a little bit of a more bolder pink, but you could definitely do like a white or a black, anything to kind of go with that. But I really love the way that this one came out. It is so, so cute. So easy to make. And these are, once again, last minute gifts. Or if you're trying to DIY something for mom, give her a keychain. She's going to love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready for our pillowcase. So we're going to go and work on our last one. Now, if you guys seen our last tutorial we did with a pillow, it had the zipper on top. So depending on what pillowcase you purchase, where you purchase it from, the brand and stuff, your zipper may be here on the back or your zipper may be up here at the top. So for this one, and I don't have, let me see if this one fit inside. Yes. So what I did here, either whether you have it on the top or the bottom, if your pillowcase is bigger than your Cricut Easy Press mat, what you can do is fold this. I'm actually going to go this way, like a taco. And then you can go in here, just like this. And that way you can avoid those seams. So you're going to be able to avoid all the seams like this, especially with that zipper being right here inside. So you're just going to tuck that guy right inside. And there you go. So we zip that back up here. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lint roll, even though I know we're not sublimating or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and lint roll, just to remove any sort of debris off here. And now let's prep up and start playing with our Cricut Easy Press 9x9. I'm actually going to scoot this over and bring this in just so y'all can see it a little bit closer. Now, you guys also let me know, since we're using this today, has anybody purchased the new Cricut Easy Press, whether it is the 9x9 or the 10x12? Do you plan on purchasing one? Will you be upgrading? Will it be your first Easy Press? Let me know. All right, here we go. And I'm loving the blue too. So this blue right here matches the Cricut Maker 3. All right, so whenever you guys download that heat app, you're going to open it up and it's going to look just like this. Now, if you guys own more than one heat press, it's going to show your heat presses. So until you have more than one or you add those to your app, you're only going to see whatever you have added to your app. Once you're decided, so say for example, today I'm using this, we're going to turn it on. You're just going to hit that power button. Now also keep in mind, you do not have to use the app with the new one. You can still do this manually. Everything is the same except for the little buttons look different. Maybe this one here, the Cricut logo. Other than that, everything else is going to be the same. So you can still do that. You have to set it up with the phone, but you do not have to use the app, but I love the app. So here we go. So we're going to go ahead and choose that we're using our Cricut Easy Press 9x9 today. So if you guys are using Cricut materials, all you simply have to do is go to Start New Project, and then you're going to go to your transfer material. We're going to choose that. We're going to hit Select, and I'm going to choose Everyday Iron On. And then I'm going to go to 100% cotton. So depending on whatever you're using. And then I think everything looks good. I'm going to double check myself here. Everything looks good. It automatically chooses that we're working on that Cricut Easy Press mat. And then we're going to hit Next. So from here, it's going to tell you, we're going to have it at 315. We're going to have a 5-second preheat. And then we're going to be pressing it at 30 seconds. And we're going to flip it. So what we're going to do now is hit Send. And you're going to notice now it's that Bluetooth and it's sending it here. So it's going to send that information, and it's already telling us what the Cricut Easy Press is at. So it's going to tell you that here, and then it's going to start us off with that 5 seconds. Now, if I want to skip them, I can skip ahead. And if I need to go backwards, I can go backwards. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can't go hit that back button here. So that's going to take us back to the 5 seconds. Once we're done with that 5 seconds, this will change. So I'm going to do that again. Skip. See how it automatically changed that 30 seconds? I'm going to go ahead and hit that back button to take us there. So we're at 5 seconds. So while that's heating up, and it's going to tell us 260, and it heats up pretty quickly, we're going to go ahead and start to smooth everything out. I'm going to go ahead and hit that go button, and you're going to see that we're going to get that 5 seconds. Now, because I'm actually going to press this probably in about 4 different spots here, because it's going to take up quite a bit of room, I'm going to go ahead and press, so it'll be 15 seconds, 20 seconds. I can't do the math. Oh, I forgot to hit the back button. If you guys are ever going to press again, just hit that back button. And so you can restart that 5 seconds spot again. Does that make sense? So if it skips ahead, because we need to press it at 5 seconds again. So see, now it switched it to that 30 seconds. So if you need to go backwards, you can always go backwards. So pre-pressing is going to pull out our moisture and just smooth everything out. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get our design here. And I think it's going to take me 4 presses just because the height and the width. So I'm going to go ahead and probably do 4 presses. All right, so I'm just going to line this guy up. Make sure it looks good. Look how cute this is. I love it. All right, so there we go. So now we're on that 30 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and get our top corner up here first, and we're going to hit go. So we're just going to give it light pressure. So if you go back over here to the app, it automatically sends it over here. So you can see we've got 23 seconds left, and it says light pressure. So it just syncs itself over there. So it's pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and press this one here, and then we're going to move it over. Like I said, I'm going to do 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Now, if I was doing a tack down because I was doing multiple layers, I'd want to do 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, if that makes sense. So if I had the bigger one, if I had the 10x12, I could have knocked this out in 2 motions, I think, because it's more on the wide side, if that makes sense. So let me know, like I said, guys, what do you guys think? Let's see. Michael's has 9x9 for $99. Wow, that is so awesome. Thank you. I'll buy the larger press, hopefully. See, and that's how for me too. The 9x9 I use mostly, so that's why I went ahead and went with that. But if you're going to use the 10x12 more, go straight to it. And another thing I have noticed that Cricut hasn't said, or maybe I missed something, was I guess they're not going to have the 6x7 anymore, that little one for the onesies. So I guess now they're only doing 9x9 and 10x12. Because I noticed even the previous model, they didn't have that. All right, so there we go. Now what's happening here is it's changed to 15, which actually I think that changed itself to 15 seconds. I may need to hit it again 2 more times here. So what happened is, make sure you guys are being mindful if you're having to press it 4 times, is that it doesn't skip ahead to that 15 seconds. So if it does, you just need to hit it again. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. We could set our own thing. So if you guys are having to press in multiple pieces, I'm going to kind of show you a different way to do it. All right, so we're almost done here. I have the 9x9. I love it. Now, I ordered mine from Joann's that night. So I stayed up late with everybody else and I ordered mine from Joann's. I ordered the hat press from Cricut.com. And then I ordered this one from Joann's. There we go. And I love it because I use the matte one. And so you can see that matte compared to a glossy. Let me set this aside here really quick. You guys can see this. I love that matte look. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the way that it looks on this pillowcase here. So, so cute. Now it says we're supposed to flip it over and press it again for 15 seconds. So since I have the zipper on the back, I'm not going to do that today. But what you could simply do is if you need to do that, because you should, because of the wash. Now, if you were using a bigger heat press, you wouldn't need to. What I would do is I would actually flip this guy inside out all the way, and then I would load it on the mat again, because I would be able to have this side, and then you can press it one more time. So you can load your mat right on the inside and press that. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and keep on moving. So if we were doing the back, you would now have 15 seconds. You'd be able to push it there. All right. So let's go to load our pillowcase, and then I'll talk a little bit about the app a little bit more, and then we'll go to Q&A. All right. So what we're going to do is I just kind of fold mine like a taco and then go in here. Now, also, like I said, be mindful where your zipper is, because if your zipper's at the top, make sure your design is facing in that direction, that's upwards. All right, here we go. These pillow forms, guys, are super, super cheap. Pillowcases, this is such a super cheap project to make, but looks really expensive. Because if you ever see these at boutiques, these things are like, you know, $30. Also, guys, I'm going to do a whole video, so stay tuned. I went to a place to where, like, what do you call it? It's like a little strip mall to where it has all the little boutique stores and things like that, to where you could purchase t-shirts that are already just boutique t-shirts, or t-shirts that are homemade from people like us, and mugs and things. You know, those coffee beer glasses. Let me grab one really quick. Let me actually grab two. Hold on. And we actually have several tutorials like this, so you guys can definitely check out our channel for beer. And you can check out, go to designbundles.net and type in beer glass, and you guys will see all these designs. But did you guys know that these things are selling for like $30? They're selling for like $26.99 and $29.99. You can sell these things for $30. So depending on your area, you may have to kind of give or take a little bit, but I would have never guessed. I would have thought $12. So you definitely get out there and kind of check places out. But how cute is this? Such a great last minute gift, like I said, or whether you're putting some time into it. But if you're like me, you're a procrastinator, you're making a gift walking out the door. This one is so easy. And like I said, it looks so, so good. So you guys let me know what you think. All right, so let me show you a few more pieces of the app and we'll go to the Q&A. Now, if, for example, I'm going to hit done, we go back to the beginning. Instead of hitting start new project, so say, for example, I'm not using Cricut's materials, what do? You're going to scroll down to where it says see, set custom time and temp. You're going to click on this. From here, you can set it. So say, for example, Caesar Easy Weed is 312. Let's just put that. Or 310, if you will. So, and then I can go to my seconds, I can press, and then let's just say I actually only need to press it for, 15 seconds. I can do that. Then I can go down here and I can choose whether I want to preheat my blank or not. So I can add in the 5 seconds. Maybe I want to preheat my blank for 15 seconds. I can do that as well. So like where I was showing you before, or the flip and press. I can tell it whether I want it to do that or not. So for example, I may not want to because I'm having to go, 1, 2, 3, 4. I may want to turn that off so that way it's not automatically sending it over there. You would send your settings over and then it would automatically do that for you. So instead of having the little tutorials and things like that, it would look like this. But it is so easy to use and I just absolutely love it. All right, so here you go. So here's our pillow. How cute is this? I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so that way it doesn't burn this place down. But I will tell you guys, I am obsessed with it. It may not necessarily be something for you to upgrade to if you don't need the app and you just, like working with it manually. I definitely wouldn't upgrade. But if it's something you like the technology and having the ability for it to change itself from the 5 seconds to the 30 seconds to the 15 seconds on its own, just to be quick, it's definitely something to check out. So like I said, here's our pillow. You guys can see that they were that pillow form. I think it came out so cute. And this is just 2 of the projects out of all of those bundles. And like I said, we have that link down below for you guys. And there's our super, super cute keychain. All right, so let's get ready for Q&A. All right, let me get myself ready over here for this Q&A. Let's see what we have here. I was going to see if I couldn't prop this up a little bit so you guys can kind of see it. So while we talk here. All right. So let's see. Hi from Texas. Question. Can you explain how to use car coaster templates to place the design on and resize as needed? Explain to use car coaster templates. So for example, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me go ahead and take you guys back up here to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go ahead and hit done here. And I think what you're talking about, unless if you're talking about in Cricut Design Space, you're simply going to go to your templates. I don't know if there is a car coaster one, or if you're talking about, let me see. I don't know if they have a car coaster one. Unless you're talking about one that we may have into the deals. Let me know on that one. But if you guys are wondering with something like this, you would just simply come in here. Say, for example, I was going to use a t-shirt template. I would click on it, and it's going to give you something about like this, and then you would just put your thing on there. Now, if you're talking about hours, say for example, I've got a t-shirt here, let me grab it. And I know this is a t-shirt, not a car coaster, but it is let me scroll through here for just a second. Let's just say, for example, I use this pillowcase. All right. And then I'm going to bring this in, add to canvas. So say, for example, if you're talking about like a mock-up or something like that as well, you're just simply going to bring it in. And then we're going to do arrange, send to the front. But if you guys are a Gold Plus member, we do have Designscape, and you guys can definitely check that out. But if you're wanting to use something like this, you could definitely do that as well. All right, let's go ahead and see. Hopefully that answered your question. I think I dropped my screen too quick. Let me go ahead and see if we can't make me full screen again. Let's try. Give me just a second. And while we're waiting for this, so we're going to go ahead and bring this full screen. But while we're waiting for this, today's giveaway, if you guys are ready, if the drum rolls while I'm going through the Q&A here, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys loose. So if you guys want to be a part of today's giveaway and you guys want a chance to win the entire bundle that I was showing you guys at the beginning, all you have to do is use hashtag bundle. So go for it. Drop that down in the comments, hit that hashtag bundle. And then after we get done with Q&A, we're going to go ahead and draw a winner. Now, if you guys are watching this back on the replay, you definitely had to be live. We do other giveaways. So make sure you guys are following us, because sometimes we give those away in our Facebook group. So make sure you guys are following our Facebook community group, which is a ton of fun. We have some freebies over there. You'll find out stuff about our dollar deals, and we have tons of people over there crafting, using our stuff, and you're going to be able to have a lot of help from us over there as well. It's just a ton of fun. So that is down in the description. I believe Agetta can drop it down in the comments here as well, but make sure you guys use that hashtag bundles, hashtag bundle, if you will, hashtag bundle. Say that 10 times fast for a chance to win. Like I said, we'll do a giveaway in just a minute. All right, let's go over and see if we have any more questions here today. So let's see. How big was the design on the pillow? So the design ended up being, I did 11.5 wide is what I ended up doing, or it may have been high. Let me double check here. So we got 11.5 wide, and it ended up being about 10 inches high. So 11.5 wide, 10 inches. All right, let's see here. Do we got any more questions? Let's see. What brand of HT do you recommend? I recommend Caesar. It's one of my absolute favorites, but I do use Caesar, Starcraft, and some of Cricut's. But out of all of those, Caesar is always my top. And I think for somebody that's just getting into it, go straight for Caesar, because you're not going to have any issues at all. Let's see here. Is layering as scary? It is not. We've got lots of tutorials here on the channel. We've got more lives coming up. So if you guys want to stay tuned so you guys can see that, but it is not as scary as it seems. And once you start doing it, you're going to be in love. All right, let's see. Any tips about using Cricut adhesive foil? I can never seem to get it right. Maybe that'll be something that we can do in a future live. I'll definitely keep that in mind, as well as a tutorial. I'll try to really get something out pretty soon. So like I said, keep an eye out on that. We always keep notes. So keep in mind, if something that you want to see and you need help with, make sure you guys are dropping those down below in the comments, whether it's live or it's not live, because we read those and we use those for future lives and tutorials. All right, let's see here. What is your opinion on the StarCraft 15 by 15? I have not got that one yet, but I do think I will probably get it pretty soon. So I haven't even really checked it out fully. But I definitely, hopefully can give you some answers on that very soon. Let's see here. What size are the key ring blanks you're using? So the keychain blanks that I use is the 3-inch. I think they make a perfect keychain. And like I said, we link these down below for you guys, but 3 inches. All right, let's see here. Make sure you guys are using that hashtag bundle. Is it better to put a pillow inside? Let's see. Is it better to put a pillow inside? If you mean like to press, no, because this is just too ushy gushy. Where you like my word ushy gushy? Where your heat press is a little bit more firm to work with. This is just too much. You're not going to have that even pressure if that's what you're talking about with that. But like I said, whenever you flip it inside out to do that 15 seconds, definitely do that. If you plan on washing them, if you're not planning on washing these, this is something that goes on your couch and it's never going to go through the wash. Don't worry about that extra 15 seconds, by the way. All right, let's see here. On the keychain, do you put the design on the front or the back of the circle? You can do either. So if you're going to put it on the back, so that way, you're not touching this side, if you will, you would want to mirror it. So if you ever decide you want to put that design on the back side and have it see through the front, make sure you do mirror, but you can do both sides. We have lots of acrylic keychains here on the channel where I have done the front and the back, and we've also done the paint technique. We've even sublimated on these things. All right, let's see. Do you need to use butcher paper with the heat press? No, that's a question that I get all the time. So that's a very good one. A lot of people think that you have to. I was going to try to find it here. Here we go. So the only time that you need to use it, give me a second to grab it. Move some of the stuff about in here. But the only time that you need to use it is if this is not on top. So say, for example, I was layering my HTV, then I bring one in to protect it, or I keep this. So say, for example, this was my top layer. I have 2 more. I would want to put this back down in between layers. This is your parchment. And like I said, that is a question that a lot of people ask. So it's a very good one. But no, only if your HTV is exposed. All right, let's see. I believe that was our last question. So let's get ready for a giveaway. All right, drum roll. I am so excited. Good luck, everybody. Thank you all so much for hanging out here with us today. I hope you guys have found some inspiration, whether you guys recreate these or maybe you found some other things inside the bundle that you guys want to go snag. So let's go ahead and get ready to draw. So let's go ahead and hit that draw button there. Good luck to everybody. I am so excited. And remember, you can craft with these things today. All right, let's see here. Who's it going to be? Is it Millie or Miley? I never know if I'm saying things right, but congratulations. Thank you so much for watching us here on YouTube. Make sure you guys reach out to Mel at designbundles.net if you are the winner, and let them know that you won right here watching us live, and you will be able to craft with your bundle today, like I said. So congratulations again to Millie, Miley. I never know if I'm saying some names right. I'm not good at this, but congratulations. Once again, reach out to Mel at designbundles.net. Let them know that you won today's giveaway, and we'll get it right over to you. So once again, thank you guys all so much for hanging out with us. Let's go ahead and recap on some notes coming up this week. Number 1, we're going to be back live here, I believe, on a Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So set your clocks, set those reminders. You guys should see some reminders coming up on Facebook and YouTube as well. But we're going to be going live an hour before that dollar deal, so that way you guys can see some of those projects in action. So make sure you guys are checking that out. That's coming up. And then, like I said, we've got lots of fun lives as well. And then possibly you guys should see me over there in Orlando. So if you guys are going to be at the show, make sure you guys come up to me and say hello. I'm going to be bringing some of the designs with me so we can play around with those and check them out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Also, I did want to mention the Facebook group as well. If you guys are not following us already over there on that Facebook community group, that's where if we do any giveaways outside of our lives, they're over there. And then once again, we have lots of deals over there. We have coupon codes over there. Lots of fun. So definitely make sure you guys are checking it out. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you guys on the next one.